I own your company, so I don't really need your approval here. I know you're just trying to play it up for the fans, but like.
Well, it is All-Stars Day 2 with coverage presented by Alienware. I'm joined right now by Azael himself. Talk a little bit about how he's enjoying the event. Azael, the big threat for me in the past, people have said All-Stars, it's like it's too competitive, they try too hard, or like, oh, I don't like these fun matches. How do you feel about this year?
People are definitely not trying too hard. I can say that. It's a fun event. I think it's been pretty good. I think the one thing I would say is like maybe that some of the modes we could speed up or change some of the rules or things like that. But that would be my only real criticism of the event at all. Like I've had a lot of fun with it. All the pros I've been talking to are like, yeah, this is awesome. So I think as long as the pros and all the streamers and everyone that's involved in it is having a really good time, that's what the event is kind of for, right? Like I see All Stars as a way to like. These guys are super popular players. It's giving back to the fans. It's giving back to the pros for having a great year, and hopefully they're having a blast.
How have you been enjoying Vegas so far? Have you been here before?
I came here. The only other time I came here was also for League of Legends. It was 2015 spring, I think.
Oh, yeah. 2016, I think.
Yeah, 2016? Okay, maybe 2016 spring. Then, yeah, so there. But that's when the only other time I've come, so Vegas is all right. I'm not a big gambler. I would say I hate losing more than I like winning. So that's usually like not a good relationship with gambling. You go, you win $100, you lose $100. Yeah. I'm even, but I'm pissed.
Yeah. I have been losing and Brodin has been winning, and that's also very angering to me.
That's good. I love that.
No,
especially you forgot the guy. You forgot to mention him on Twitter. He took the picture, not even tagging him. I mean, it's just these big company men. Yeah. He's getting too big for his britches. He's got an Alienware sponsorship. Yeah. He's got his Double Lift sponsorship here, and sponsored by Double Lift. Yeah. At least a few $1 million a year, and he forgets poor Brodin over here. Yeah. It's messed up.
Yeah. I was not going to say this because I don't want to throw him under the bus, but now that you've done that, the reason I forgot him, he was hungover in bed. I was waiting for an interview from him.
Brodin looks like he doesn't agree.
No.
I'm going to speak for Brodin. There was a nod. He's approving me. Yeah. And as Brodin's representative in this interview, I don't agree. That didn't happen.
Let's just say he went out last night, and I did not. Okay. I was busy losing money in the casino. He was busy partying.
Isn't going out also like gambling? Most people, if they went gambling, that would be considered kind of going out.
I stayed literally in my hotel. I was just on the bot. It was not out. I did not leave the building once.
We're getting technical.
Yeah. Well, all right. Anyway, what have been the highlights of this event for you so far?
Ooh, highlights. I actually think Tandem has been really fun to watch. I want them to like force the players though to pick all the fun champs, all the skill shot champs, because there is kind of the whole thing where it's like Lee Sin and like Yasuo and all these champs are so hard and so exciting to use, and then there's some of the champs that we're kind of making fun of on the cast, where it's like one person's just pressing Q and the other person's just playing regular League of Legends. So I love Tandem, but I think we could improve it even more by maybe changing the rules for what's picked. But Tandem's super hype. I think 1v1 is always a lot of fun to see, so looking forward to the conclusion of that as well.
Yeah. As we stand, who are the finalists? Because I know that, it looks like, yeah.
1v1? There's still like half the games to play, Travis.
Well,
the finalists don't come yet.
Okay. We don't know who Jeblo is playing yet?
I don't think so, because maybe actually, because half the first round was played yesterday. I think the second half first round was played today. Okay. So, but I don't know the bracket off the top of my head.
Okay, that's fair. I'm just curious. So this is the part of the problem. I've been doing all these interviews, and there's like a giant screen right next to me, and I can't watch the screen because I'm doing these interviews, and so I just hear he wins, and then that's it.
That's a sad story. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I'm glad you finally agree that my life is sad. There's just.
Go home and just roll in your Alienware millions afterwards.
Yes. I'm not going to go into the specifics of that deal, but it's a lot of, it's good. It's good.
It's somewhere in the ballpark between $10 and $10 million.
Yes, somewhere between there. I will disclose that. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to, but I will disclose somewhere between 10 and 10 million.
It's out. Cat's out of the bag.
Yes, exactly. And your salary with Riot, where is that?
Also between 10 and 10 million. It's in the same ballpark.
So we're roughly
around the same.
And I think that's a tax bracket. Yeah. So we're in that tax bracket. Okay, good to know. I just need to keep up with you. That's my goal for my esports career is keep up with Azael. When you were doing the WoW stuff, I was way ahead, but you've caught up now. It's been
well, right. Actually, the thing is though, it's between 10 and 10 million, but they pay me in RP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mine is cash.
Oh,
so like and then I get Brodin. He works for food, so I save a lot there. It's good. and alcohol. Apparently, that's the other thing he's been working for on this trip, at least. We were discussing. We almost said this at the off camera, but I wanted to let you know. You were saying that I try to take credit for everything.
Yeah.
My most recent project, I'm going to try and take credit of. So Hotline League right now is on Spotify. You saw the other day that I was saying that I'd love to see the dive on Spotify. My real motivation there is I just want to be able to take credit.
When we inevitably are on Spotify.
Because inevitably it'll happen.
Yeah.
And so my strategy right now, and I'm like, well, then I can't brag that I'm on Spotify and they're not. But if I get you on Spotify, then I will forever have that over at the dive.
Just remember, I'm the founding member here of Travis Gafford Industries because I came up with the name. So if you get credit for that, I just get credit for everything because you're now actually calling yourself Travis Gafford Industries. So really, the interviews, like Brodin salary, everything, that's all me through you by proxy. But I deserve the credit here.
Well, you can have credit for Brodin's salary because there's not much to take credit on. I'll tell you that. All right, back to the. We keep wandering off. I don't know whose fault it is.
I think you're just a bad interviewer.
I'm not sure about that. I think it's just you say things we
How
don't know.
long has this guy been doing it? Yeah. A couple years, maybe first time.
It's been a couple months now. Okay. I'm really excited about it.
You're fresh.
Yes,
it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. New to the scene. All Stars though. Any other enjoyable things? Because there's what's happening on stage, and I feel like there's all the fun stuff that's happening whenever broadcast isn't on.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been super involved in too much of it because we're working the event. We're usually pretty busy casting and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, they have all the streamers, influencers, pros all hanging out, having a good time. They have a bar for them and stuff too. There was a MasterCard party the other night that I got to go to, which was pretty hype. But for the most part, just been casting, just been working. But hopefully, have some time to have some fun later.
Yeah. I was gonna say because I think on Wednesday night a lot of people were going out. I feel like you tweeted a picture being like, "This is my hype Vegas time," and it's you and a Nintendo Switch.
There was also a League of Legends stream.
Oh, okay.
That's right. It was a double attraction.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's not really unique to Vegas. Like you could have been doing a lot of things. You could do that back home.
But you could look out your window and see all the shiny lights and stuff while playing Pokemon Go and watching League of Legends.
That's true.
You didn't think about that. And also, guess what? I didn't lose any money doing that.
Okay, that's true. I mean, you had to buy the Switch.
Well, I mean, Travis Gafford Industries, it's a write-off. It's a write-off for a big company man like myself.
So is the meta story about all this now that you work at Travis Gafford Industries?
No, I own Travis Gafford Industries. You're just my figurehead. You're my puppet. I have put you up there. It's the puppet regime. So like I'm pulling all the strings in the background.
Gotcha. Yeah.
All mistakes, Travis.
There would clearly
everything going well.
Yeah.
Alienware, all me.
Yeah. There would be a conflict of interest, I think, in you owning a media company while working for Riot. And so that's
why you're the figurehead.
That's why you figured this out. Is that you're like, how do I get all that money without anybody knowing?
Exactly. The TGI millions. They're just straight into my pocket.
But it's just like a flashback to Renegades. Like that's just how these things work in this industry.
No comment there.
Anyway, back to this. What is there anything left in the event that you're super hype about? Maybe the 1v1 finals? I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, 1v1 I'm definitely really excited about. I think the East versus West games are actually going to be a lot of fun. I know they have a couple of players who are actually drafting the teams. So like some of the pros are drafting the teams. So I don't know how much thought they're going to put into it. Some people are pretty try-hard, some people aren't. But I think that could be a lot of fun because it's just nice to see the guys like having fun and playing SR with mixed teams and stuff as well. And then there's also some regional pride on the line, so that'll be pretty hype.
Very good. Final questions here. What do you think of the preseason so far and all the changes that are going on in game?
I've been enjoying it a lot. I don't love everything, but I love the vast majority of it. I like the bounty system. I like turret plating. I like all that stuff in general. My only real complaint, I don't love that you get a bounty off of out farming your opponent. I haven't been a big fan of that, but in general, it seems pretty good. The changes aren't as extreme as some of them haven't been in the past, but most people I've been talking to have been really enjoying it. The meta seems pretty exciting, so yeah, I like it.
Final dig here before I give you shoutouts. I saw that, speaking of the dive, you guys did an audio-only version.
Yep.
You might not know this, but we sponsored by MasterCard. We had a live version of Hotline League.
No.
And we were able to produce that, not just a video component, but also live. So if you ever need that support, for the dive, I would be happy to. I know some people. We can make that happen.
Yeah, again, I own your company, so I don't really need your approval here. I think I know you're just trying to play it up for the fans, but like,
See, I feel now you've done that. That's like you're like the person who like takes their ball and goes home. Like we had this banter. Now you just get to say, "Oh, I own it." So it's like an I win button. It's very overpowered. It's like
right.
you're the guy that's like rock
It's like
paper
I'm playing
scissors.
Zoe.
Yeah, Zoe. I was gonna say rock paper scissors like
Gun?
missile, yeah, or something like that. You're like, "Oh, I win everything." Anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Thanks to everyone for tuning into these TGI interviews brought to you by myself in partnership here with Travis Gafford.
I don't know if I like this meme. We're gonna have Brodin edit it all out. Thank you so much for the interview,
Fix it in
Azael.
post.
Yeah. Thank you. It's just every time you guys say it, it'll bleep it out. Thank you so much for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things All Stars right here on my YouTube channel. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. I want to give a shout out to Alienware and MasterCard for their sponsorship of this coverage. I'm in right now. I was just watching a movie in Mark Z's suite, his theater room. You might be asking yourself, well, why does Mark Z have the suite, Travis? Why don't you? I do. But it's a penthouse. It's difficult to get up there. I don't want Brodin to enter there. It's a place where I can relax and unwind and not have to worry about him. But we, by the way, are also doing a giveaway. You can win some sweet Alienware gear, including a laptop, a monitor, and a backpack. Please check out the link in the description. That's very helpful for me. And I'm going to go back to just hanging out in this suite.